Welcome back, guys, to day 11 of our challenge. We are well on the way to our double digits now. Today's session is going to be a really lovely one to help release the neck and the shoulders and a little bit of the upper back. So this is great for any of you that have to spend a majority of the day working at your desks, at computers, if you've got small children that you're always picking up and throwing over your shoulder. As much as we love those little people, they do cause a bit of tension around the neck and the shoulders. Or just generally, if you want to feel a little bit better about that space, this is the one for you. You've guessed it, we're going to need one of these to elevate your hips for your seated postures, and you will need a strap today as well, please, guys. So let's get set up in our seated position. Cross-legged with the hands on the lap with the palms open or closed, entirely up to you today. Start to draw inwards, taking our attention away from the outside world and into our inner world. Start to retreat in from all of that noise outside. Taking some time to check in with you, your feelings, what you need today, what kind of energy you have today. And always practice according to how you feel on that given day. Every day we're a different variation, so we need different things. It's okay to need different things. Now as you draw your first deep breath in through the nose, visualize and feel the spine lengthening. As you exhale, let the shoulders relax, but keep the spine tall. Inhale, feel the length of your spine from the tailbone all the way up to the neck. Exhaling the breath away. Taking another breath, the length of the spine. And continue to breathe in the length of your spine for the next few moments. Inhale, feel that vertical line. Exhale, relax. As you inhale, feel the spine lengthen, feel the crown of the head lift. And exhale. If you've got a little bit longer today, then spend a little bit longer here, connecting to that breath, breathing in, fully opening up the body with the breath, and relaxing on those exhalations. Continuing to breathe with awareness as you drop your chin now towards your chest and allow your shoulders to stay relaxed. This is an action that we're really good at, especially when we're texting or whatever it is that we're doing. And then we're going to inhale and lift the chin. Make sure the spine hasn't started to round as you drop the chin back towards the chest. And this time allowing the chin to roll softly from side to side, as if you're rolling the chin along the collarbone. You are more than welcome to stick with moving side to side. If you don't mind the sensation, feel free to take the head now in full circles. And you want to do this fairly slowly so that you can pick up on any tight spots, so that you're aware of any stickiness. And then that way we can address those areas. Once we have the awareness over them, we can work with them. And then if you are going for the full circles, circling the head back in the opposite direction. Bring the head back to centre, and then we're going to lift the chin so that it's parallel to the ground. As you exhale, drop your right ear to your right shoulder and just allow the left shoulder to melt away. You can hang here. Some people like to place the hand on the side of the head for a deeper stretch. Not a fan personally, but you might be. And if you would prefer, you could roll your chin up and down ever so slowly, just releasing that side of the neck. But here, just chilling is also fine. Inhale, bring the head up. Exhale, dropping the opposite ear over to the opposite shoulder, and then allowing now the opposite shoulder to melt away. Add in those little movements or choosing to remain still. Always your choice, your practice. And then we can inhale and come back up to centre. Place the fingertips to the shoulders. I'm going to start drawing circles with the elbows. Mindful of how the shoulders feel as individuals, but also together. Maybe allowing those elbows to circle even wider. Maybe the elbows meet in the middle in front of the chest, and then we'll circle back in the opposite direction. And then we can release, shrug the shoulders up and down a little bit. Add any other little rolls into the shoulders, so maybe shrug them up towards the ears, roll them back and down. Again, a nice steady pace, and rolling them back. From here now, we're going to raise the arms and bring the hands, link the fingers behind the head. We're going to press the head into the hands, almost leaning into them, lifting through the chest and keeping your elbows really nice and wide to create an opening across the whole underarm. As you exhale, very slowly roll the chin into the chest as we bring the elbows in, and feel a little bit of lengthening through the back of the neck. Inhale, lifting the chest, opening up that heart space, elbows wide. Exhale as we slowly roll in. 3 more. Work with your breath. Inhaling as you open. Exhaling as you round in. Maybe just hold that last little neck lengthening stretch for an extra breath. And then inhale as we come back up. Then we're going to release the hands, bring the palms together at the heart centre. Press the palms up as you bring your forearms together. Keep the forearms pressing in like you've got a wad of cash there that you don't want to drop or something. And then we're going to press the fingers up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, encourage the thumb away from your forehead as you pause here, and you should feel this around the outside, the back of your shoulders. 3, 2, Link the fingers as we drop the hands, pushing the palms away, rounding the spine, putting the chin in towards the chest, and then inhaling as we lift up again. As we exhale, we're going to cactus the arms. So we're going to take what we call eagle arms now. So we're going to wrap your right elbow on top of your left. Bend the elbows and bringing the back of the forearms together, and you could stay there, or wrap the palms together and bring the palms together. If all of that is not really accessible right now, cross the right elbow over and hold the opposite shoulders instead. And then from here, whichever variation you've gone for, we're going to raise the elbows up and away from the chest as we breathe into the shoulders. Last breath, and then we're going to slowly release. Open up the arms. Take the opposite elbow on top now. Finding same pose, different side. Make sure we're not starting to round here, that spine is still nice and tall. Taking that last breath into the shoulders. You might start to feel a bit of heat in them now. And then slowly releasing, rolling them out. Rolling the neck in any way that feels wonderful. Even if you look a little bit like a weirdo. And then coming over to our all fours, please. Once we are on all fours, we're going to take a couple of rounds of cat-cow in the normal way. Inhaling as we lift the chest, lifting the tailbone, shoulders drawing back. Exhale, tailbone lengthens, chin to chest, and rolling into the back body. One more round. Back to your neutral spine. Turning the wrists around now, so the wrists face the front of your mat, and taking 2 or 3 rounds of cat-cow here. Back to your tabletop, and then we're going to turn this into our puppy. So keeping the hips over the knees. We've done this before when we reached the arms out in front, but today we're going to keep the hips over the knees, forehead down, elbows into the mat, and we're going to bring the prayer palms together behind the back of the head. Inhaling into the entire body, and exhaling, allowing the chest to melt down towards the mat. Anywhere you feel space or tension, so the opposite of each other, breathe into those spaces. When you're ready, bringing those hands down, walking the hands back and into our child's pose. Just a couple of breaths here, breathing all the way down into the lower back. And then we're going to press into the palms, inhale as we lift up. Bringing the weight forward, shoulders over the wrist. We're going to take a knees down chaturanga into our cobra. So the hands in our cobra are either under the shoulders or slightly further back. Elbows stay soft in cobra, and we lift usually just the chest, and the feet are active, feet are pressing in, your glutes are switched on. While you're here, just rolling into the shoulders a little bit. And then as you exhale, rolling the chest back down. Going to take the hands out the same height but wider than your mat, and this time pressing into our fingertips. As you inhale, lifting the chest into a slightly wider cobra, exhaling as that chest melts down. 2 or 3 more of those. Keep the pubic bone down towards the mat. If you find it lifting, just refrain from going quite so high. Keep the feet pressing down. And exhale back down. Now you know what I'm going to say. Any injuries, be mindful of those. I'm going to take your right arm out wide to the side now. And you're going to bring it to the same height as your shoulder and press into the palm. We're going to roll towards this right shoulder. How far you roll is entirely up to you. You might choose to roll ever so slightly so you feel a very light stretch. Or you might prefer to roll a little bit deeper and really take that stretch a little bit further. Your left foot, you can rest on top of your right, or you can pop that left foot behind you. Just finding a way that works for you. Breathing into the right shoulder. Taking this last inhale, exhale. And then rolling ourselves back to centre. Left arm out wide now to the side, same height as the shoulder, and rolling towards your left. And you might start to notice some little imbalances. For example, this side I can't go as far. Apologies if you just heard my belly rumble on the microphone. Breathe into that inner left shoulder. Last 2 rounds. 1. And 2. Slowly rolling back to centre. And pressing our way back onto all fours. Once we're on all fours, we're going to stack the hips over the knees again and come down onto the forearms. You might feel a little bit peculiar doing this, but this is going to start to connect more the upper midsection of the back. So if you're quite tight there, you might potentially feel this here as well. So we're going to take the hand behind the head, so starting on the right side. As you inhale, we're going to take this right elbow as wide as we comfortably can. Exhale, bring it down. So we're not going to lean too much to the left. Inhale, open this right arm, right shoulder. Exhale, back down. 3 more. As you take this last one, feel free to pause. Take any little mental notes of where your tension lies, where your tightness is, and back down. Right forearm down, left side. Move it over to the left, times 5. So I definitely prefer this side personally for this kind of movement. But when we was in the last one, I preferred it on the other side. So sometimes we get attached and we say things like our right side is so much better than our left and vice versa. But actually, not necessarily. Taking it all the way to that 5th round. And as you drop back down with the elbow, Walking the hands up and sitting back either on your heels or bringing the legs around onto your brick again. Finding your strap, we're going to do Gomukhasana arms, which we've actually already done together, but I actually think this is probably one of the best shoulder openers out there. So we're going to take the right arm up using the strap. You might find you don't need it as before potentially. Right hand comes from above, bending the elbow, forearm behind you, and then holding on to that strap if we need. Left hand coming from underneath, grabbing the strap and then walking the hands as close together as we can comfortably get them. The top elbow is in the external rotation and the bottom is an internal, rather the shoulder than the elbow. And we're going to just lean back into the pose, really elevate through that top elbow. You should feel a nice stretch come across the underarm. And breathing into that lovely opening. Taking in those final couple of breaths. So if you want to maybe see if we can take it a little bit further, or if your body's saying I'd like you to back away now, maybe taking it out a little bit sooner. Releasing, rolling out if you need to, maybe even pausing for a moment just to observe the right and the left side. What can you notice? When you're ready, transitioning the posture to the other side, so the left arm coming from above. Right elbow is coming from behind. Don't know why I keep saying elbow. From here, same but different sides. Elevating up through the left elbow. Every time you inhale, you'll breathe into that chest space, and as you exhale, that's your cue potentially to walk the hands a little bit further up the strap. Leaning into it, heart space is open. Coming into the last few breaths. Last one, and then a very nice and slow, controlled release. Moving your strap out of the way, you are more than welcome to now bring yourself around with the legs. And we're going to bring ourselves down onto the mat. As you come down onto our mat, you can have the legs bent, you can have them flat, it's up to you because we're working on more the upper part of the body. As you inhale, just reaching the arms up and over the back of the head. As you exhale, bring them back down. And you're going to roll the shoulders up and over twice more. As you bring the arms around this time, putting the knees in towards the chest and taking the nose in. And as you exhale, we're going to take the legs down into our Shavasana. One leg, two legs, arms to the side, palms open. Just noticing and being aware of your shoulders here. Breathe into the shoulders. And as you exhale, relax the shoulders down into the mat. Take a second breath into the shoulders. Exhale, let the heart center melt down towards the mat. Take a third breath and release all of the body into the mat now as you let go of the breath and the body, and you rest for a few moments. Take a breath and breathe it all the way up into your shoulders. And let the breath float away gently through the mouth. Add in gentle movements to the body in any way that suits you. Maybe swallowing gently to release the muscles in the back of the throat. And then very slowly, gradually bringing the knees in towards you so that you can roll yourself over to your right hand side and rest for a further moment. As you roll to your side, your awareness might start to expand back outwardly away from you. Just try and keep it with you for a moment longer. Thanking yourself as always for showing up today. And then whenever you're ready, pressing your way up to your seated position. Closed gaze, if that feels okay. And pressing the palms together at our heart center. Bowing in to end this practice together, and once again, thank you for sharing your practice with me and your time with me. And I'll see you very soon.